Hello guys, my name is Angela and welcome back to the 16 podcast, episode number 2. Guys, we've already done one and it's up.
Yeah.
And it's doing alright and I'm happy.
Thank God.
We've got some views.
Which is pretty exciting. I was kind of scared we wouldn't get any views at all.
We've got some views.
We're not in this for the viewers, guys. We're in
No.
this
We're in
to
this-
share our
Passion.
with the world.
Yeah, but it does
Which the world will love.
It does make you feel good that someone's actually listened to it.
They just click on it, listen to the
Or maybe
first
it's a
couple
bot.
seconds,
And they're like,
and then just go, oh, disgusting. England?
well,
I
if
hate
someone's
it.
doing that right now, then we're putting them off. So
Oh, I'm
let's
sorry
get
guys,
into-
keep watching. Okay, so I feel like we should introduce ourselves again. As I said, my name's Angela. You
I'm
guys?
Amy.
And I'm Rachel.
And Rachel's actually going to be near the microphone today.
Yeah, I'm going to be really near.
But
Really,
not
really,
near enough that
really,
it's...
really near.
I'm disgusted
We were
by
saying
both
that-
of you.
Rach should do like a ASMR channel because you've got like a really like good ASMR whisper. Do I have a good ASMR whisper? Really?
I don't even know whether you'll be able to hear that, but
And
Anyway.
Angela can't do anything to stop us because she's just sat there eating a chocolate mousse.
making eating sounds into the microphone.
Oh, don't do that. I don't understand the ASMR things where it's like eating food. That's a little bit...
I don't know whether I'd do that.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't listen to it either.
Do you guys chew chocolate mousse?
There's nothing to chew. You just kind of like let it
bit.
dissolve in your mouth.
No, this one's got like crunchy bits.
Oh,
Is that bad? Is it
Yeah.
gone off chocolate mousse?
that's awful.
Alright guys,
That's the way we were gonna make.
we've got lots to talk about today. In fact, while I finish my chocolate mousse, Amy, how about you tell us about the unfortunate experiences in your life this week? Sorry, I'm making it sound like this is a regular thing.
Well, I mean, so far it has proved to be quite a regular thing. I dropped my whole punch in a puddle.
I pushed out.
Yeah. And then you continued to go on and on and on about how you'd done such a good deed for the world. I didn't ask you to pick it up.
But I'm always like that.
Did you just pick it up just so you could be like,
Yep.
I am the whole punch saviour?
I guess
Well, I
Angela was
kinda
nicer
am.
than me. I just saw her in the puddle and pretty much ignored it. And just
Rachel just carried on walking.
You were just like, I don't know these people. But yeah, that fell in a puddle. Fell in a puddle full of mud and got
Yeah.
destroyed, and it's still got mud in it.
Yeah, well, the weather is terrible. So.
It's raining all the time. What happened? And that leads us on to the second one, which is when my new umbrella, I didn't know how to put it down. And we were walking, and I was trying to get it down while we were walking because it was stopping raining. And I walked into was it a lamppost?
Yeah,
Yep.
something like that.
I think it was a lamppost, a massive lamppost, and I just walked into it with the umbrella, like, facing forwards. And then I just kept pushing, because I thought there was just some kind of obstacle that I could move in the way. So I was just pushing into this. Well, people were walking by.
What, you didn't understand? Why am I not moving forward?
No, but all I could see was the umbrella. It's quite a big umbrella, so I couldn't see the lamp. Well, I suppose I could. It's quite big, but like I wasn't really big. That wasn't where my attention
Guys,
was at.
I hate to interrupt, but I've just realised the problem with eating a chocolate mousse with a fork.
Really, just that.
And that's that I can't actually scoop up the bit at the bottom.
Because it just goes through the...
It just goes through the prongs.
Should have done it with a knife instead.
I'm just gonna go get a bread knife and I'll be back.
There's like a blunt knife, because then they've got like a surface that you can eat mousse off of.
Okay. Anyway, there was another unfortunate incident. But I thought it was more of a summery vibe to that one, don't you?
Well...
What
What?
incident?
Did you hear about the wasp incident?
Oh, I wasn't there for that.
You didn't witness this. We were just walking back through the park, and Angela just suddenly goes, "Wait, is that wait, just what's that in your head?" I'm like, okay, and then you go, "Is that a wasp? Is there a wasp sitting in your hair?" And I'm like, understandably, I start off being like, "Is this a joke?" And then I'm like, "Oh my god, is there actually a wasp sat in my hair?" It was just lounging there.
It was quite a casual wasp, you know?
No, because it buzzed in my ear.
Maybe that was just it saying hello. You got nice hair.
That was a
I like the
threat. It was
highlights.
an imminent threat. I'm glad it likes the highlights. It's kind of like it's not like a wasp. My hair isn't.
Your
like
hair
a
is
wasp.
like a wasp.
Yeah, that's a lovely mental image for you. And I eventually had to like spin around in a circle until it dislodged itself and flew away. It was very
survived
scary.
in the end.
It was really intense. I've had an intense week. I also basically fell asleep in my history lesson today, so
Oh
we're
dear.
doing good.
But I don't understand why people are so scared of like wasps and bees. Because how often do they actually sting you?
No, but it's
Like
a difference.
I get that someone might be scared if they're allergic, but like normally they just go about their own business.
I was talking to my mum about that, and I said I don't actually know if I'm allergic.
Oh, yeah,
That's
me-
why I don't want to get stung, because I'm like I could go into anaphylactic shock.
I don't know.
Wait,
either.
so
I've
what
never
I don't
been
have
stung.
any
No,
EpiPens.
what happens if you are allergic and then you get stung by
I
it?
think it like I don't know. I think
go-
it depends.
Your
It
throat,
might, like,
your throat
properly,
could like close
swell
up as well. You know, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, good damn.
Normal allergic reaction stuff.
I think some people it just like the sting just really swells up. I don't know. I think it depends.
I
you
remember
pop
once
it?
when I was younger, I was somewhere and there was these kids playing in a tree, and one of them got stung in the eye.
In the eye,
In the eye.
on the
on the actual,
cornea.
Well, I don't.
Or,
I
like,
wasn't
on
that
the-
close. I wasn't like watching them go up to them like. So where
You're like,
did
well,
that
I
come
know my
It's something I
parts of the
witnessed.
eye.
from? I witnessed from a distance.
Do you think that could affect your vision?
I was going to say, did that scar you?
Well, it did have quite a long-lasting impact on me.
You were proper swinging your head around when you finally realised that I wasn't joking and that there was a wasp in your
well,
head.
it's it's an invasion of your personal.
And then it flew off. It was like, what is this? I was on a gentle ride, and now it's
long
it's
do you-
twirling me
How
around.
long do you reckon it was there for?
Not that long. I would have noticed it.
Are you
Flash
sure?
of yellow.
Are you sure? Well, that's just what you
Sorry.
refer to as my
My
highlights.
Wattpad author is showing
A flash of sunbeam
yellow.
yellow. That sounded less impressive than I thought it would. But, you know.
So yeah, it hasn't really been your week, is what we're saying.
Well, it's been alright. It's been alright.
been alright.
This is just, there's ups, there's downs.
It's actually,
you know.
it's been more than a week since we recorded the last one,
It's been a while, yeah.
because
You took a while.
I took a while editing it. This one will not take so long, because I need it out by Monday. And we were
Otherwise,
recording it on
So
Friday.
we'll
if you're
punch
listening
you.
to this on Monday, we managed it.
And if you're listening to it... No, wait. If you're listening to it like 2 Mondays after, or on a Friday, or on a Saturday even. In fact, if it's this Saturday, that's impressive.
Yeah,
If you're listening to it on any day, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
This hedgehog is getting a bit warm now, actually.
Out of context. That sounds so weird. We have a hedgehog hand warmer. And Amy is holding it. And putting her hands inside of it.
She seems to be obsessed with it.
I'm not obsessed.
It's because it's been a really rainy, horrible day.
It has been bad.
It's been very bad.
I didn't put on my bag anorak.
She
And now
didn't
I'm
put on
sad.
her bag anorak. Have you ever heard a more first world problem?
I didn't get to get my bag anorak out.
Child in the third world
on
goes,
my bag.
well, I didn't have a bag. I didn't have anything to
that?
put in the bag.
That's like that. Oh no, I just thought of a topic now. That's like that tall girl meme.
Tall girl. Should we segue? It's quite a relevant thing. We
talk
should
about Tall
discuss
Girl?
it.
I think that'd be interesting. Should we flag that none of us have actually seen Tall Girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you, Rachel?
No, I haven't seen it. I've just
Alright.
seen videos about it.
I think
really.
that's where most of us have our knowledge from, is videos of it.
Yeah.
Um,
So we might be biased, but also
I don't think you really need to see much of it to get the vibe. It's...
you think your life is hard?
I'm a size 13 Nikes.
Men's.
Men's.
Size 13 Nikes. Beat that. And then all the TikTok like
Yeah,
users
that's
just,
where most of the stuff has like come from, isn't it? TikTok.
Yeah.
Which
TikTok is a whole conversation of its own, isn't it?
yeah, which maybe another day. Because you guys know I've got a list of topics.
It's a really long list.
It's a really long, detailed list.
It's very good.
So hopefully we'll never run out of stuff to talk about.
Immediately go silent. What do we talk about?
Oh, right.
Peppa. I mean,
Yeah, that's one of the
Peppa
topics. But
is
we'll
literally
move on to
on
that later, because you're right, we're on
Girl.
Tall Girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully most of you have heard of it, if you've been on the internet in the past couple weeks since it came out. But, you know, if not, one of us could summarise. Shall I?
Go ahead.
Right, so, there is a girl. She's taller than your average girl. You might even say she's not like your average girls.
Not like other girls.
No, she's not like other girls. She's a Wattpad YN. In a world of L's. L is like the popular Wattpad name, isn't it?
Oh.
Anyway,
I was
yes.
going to say elves. Which honestly wouldn't be far off, because they're all really, really short.
They're really short, and she's
Like
really
me.
tall. In fact, it does have some parallels with the film Elf.
It does!
I see it. Alright, back to the description. Okay. So, she's tall, and other people aren't tall. And that makes her sad. How's the weather up there, they say. And in response, she says, screw you, bitch. Screw you. But no, she doesn't, because she's shy. She's innocent. She just wants a boy. Because that's what high school's all about,
She just
guys.
wants a really, really tall boy.
She wants a really, really tall boy. Because otherwise...
That just sums up my entire high school experience.
Because although there is...
Sarcasm.
Because although there is a boy that likes her, he is short. We don't like short boys.
Disgusting.
Ew.
Yeah.
Boys that are short,
Yeah.
purge them. She says. She says this is what Tall Girl says. That actually leads me into a point.
Okay.
Does anyone actually know what her name is? Or do we all just call her Tall Girl?
She's just tall girl.
The movie did that, not even us.
Yeah, they named the movie Tall Girl.
And so we just call her Tall Girl.
Yeah, it's a little bit...
Anyway, so she goes through like an arc. This Swedish man comes in and he is tall. And so she's like, damn, I want to get me some of that. And she gets her some of that. They kiss. But he's got a girlfriend. And so Tall Girl's like, oh shoot.
Ooh, that's not good.
I kissed a man with a boyfriend. But Swedish guy's like, oh, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Okay.
And bad Swedish accent. And then Sabrina Carpenter's in it a bit.
Yeah,
And she looks really pretty, which is just her.
That's just in general.
Yeah. And she's a pageant girl, so then she makes Tall Girl look pretty, and then Tall Girl gets with Swedish guy, and then Short Guy is like, no, Swedish guy just wanted her because she was, I don't know why. And I'm doing the accent in bad places. It's a mess. It's not like, it's just really like conventional and simple, but with just like added bad bits.
Well, that is like most Netflix movies. They all follow the same sort of
The same format, because they're
these-
like, ooh, Noah Centineo.
Teenagers, like
So her name is Jodie.
Her name is Jodie.
Jodie Crayman.
Crayman.
Jodie Crayman. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, that's actually Crayman.
And she's 6'1".
Jesus Christ, she's a giant.
Never
She
seen
should
anyone
be
like her in my
outcast.
life.
She doesn't deserve to go to a normal high
It's
school.
like, do you remember that film, Monsters vs. Aliens, where the girl grows really,
Yeah.
really big?
That's a better Tall Girl than Tall Girl is.
I actually really liked... Everyone says Monsters vs. Aliens is bad, but when I was a kid, I actually really, really liked that film. I watched it a lot.
Yeah, I don't really remember much of it, but I feel like I remember the blue thing. Blue slimy thing.
Yes.
Really the predecessor of the one in Hotel Transylvania. The green
Yeah.
one. They just
That's
changed the
what-
colour. Cheap.
Everything was inspired by Monsters vs. Aliens.
Just have a think about your life, because you're most likely living
Right. Okay.
in
There's-
Monsters vs. Aliens. Oh, and there was that massive bug-like creature.
Yeah, so there was the massive... I remember there was this massive furry one. Like that. That near the end something with that happens.
A
And then
massive furry.
there was a massive furry. There was a massive scaly as well.
There was a scaly and a furry.
okay, maybe I
Guys.
should watch this.
And
film.
like it was
Oh,
like
Rachel,
I
is
don't
it the
think I've ever seen
representation
it.
of your
and then
people?
have you seen this guy? the like weird ant alien guy. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, it
Oh,
wasn't too
that's
bad.
cool.
Where were we before?
Tall Girl.
Oh, he's a cockroach. Right. Okay. Anyway.
Told you he was a bug.
Insectosaurus. That was the name of the big thing.
Oh,
The
right.
big furry is an insectosaurus.
So technically they're in a buggy.
A buggy.
A buggy.
That's quite nice because it is like a baby one, isn't it? So
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for the Monsters vs. Aliens hype. You guys should go watch that film again. And
I
remember
really wanna.
the representation of furries, scalies, and buggies.
Always.
Always remember it.
That's a big concern of mine.
Right, so, I mean,
Tall Girl.
what's the problem with Tall Girl? Amy, you seem quite passionately against Tall Girl.
Am I passionately against Tall Girl? Maybe I'm just jealous because I'm short. I don't know.
Amy's pretty short.
Which you won't
She's-
stop bullying me about.
She actually, she doesn't offer any shade because her shadow is just so small.
That was so shady.
It could only shade an ant.
So.
Amy is so small. She's a borrower.
I'm leaving.
She
Get
drinks
out.
from a thimble.
I drink from a thimble.
Well, do you think we could actually make an exciting movie about Amy's life called Short Girl?
Where everyone just
Short
goes,
girl drops hole punch
how's
in...
the weather down there?
Would that be a good film?
Well,
If the Tall Girl format works, which clearly through Monsters vs. Aliens it does,
yeah.
then yes.
Or maybe they just make bad films for this reason, so they'll get people talking about them.
I have actually
about
thought of
how
that
bad they
before.
are. They just sort
Do
of,
they do that?
They
Do they
don't
just
care
go?
they're bad. They know that they'll get loads of attention online.
Yeah, because it's just, and like the thing is, I wouldn't even mind if it was like a movie that was about someone who was very tall, and it was like a bit more realistic and a bit more like actually, it's just, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just
For me,
very...
can I put out a word on Netflix originals?
Okay.
At least like teen films.
Yeah.
I think they're just forgettable. There is nothing special about any one of them.
Unless it's
Noah
the kissing booth.
Centineo and, over-sexualized teens that aren't actually being
They
played
don't-
by teens.
And they don't look like teens.
No.
Nobody is being kidded by that.
Yeah.
So you're just there.
I just think they're all kind of forgettable. They're all just
Yeah.
naff. It's not like they're bad, but they're also not good.
Yeah.
Meh.
What's the best? Not the best. The worst one you've ever seen. Well, I guess that's the
F the
best
Prom
slash worst.
is pretty terrible.
F the Prom sounds bad. I've watched. What was that one? SPF something.
Oh,
SPF
is that
18?
Noah Centineo as well?
SPF
Because he's
18.
in most of them, isn't he?
Was the worst film I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my God. I've only watched a few, but they've all just sort of blurred into
I
one
swear-
in my head, and I
Exactly.
couldn't tell you what
It's the
happened in each
weirdest
of the
thing.
different films.
SPF 18. I swear it has a Keanu Reeves cameo in
Yeah,
it.
it does.
That's it.
Yeah, that is definitely something I can remember from
And it.
that movie.
The weirdest shit I've ever seen, and it doesn't have like a storyline.
I
or
mean,
anything.
how could they slander Keanu by making him go in a film like that?
There's no storyline to that one. It's just a whole ton of
It's
scenes
just
that don't really make sense.
kids
Who aren't
making
kids.
out in Keanu Reeves' house.
Basically, yeah. Actually, no. Noah Centineo wants to learn how to surfboard again because he stopped surfing after his dad had a surfing accident.
Never
or
heard something
something.
more American. What would it be here in the UK?
He stopped.
Noah Centineo wants to learn.
What's a very, very British thing? He stopped playing lacrosse after.
That is not British.
Lacrosse is British.
No, lacrosse is in all the American films. and
Lacrosse
stuff.
is super British because that's.
People do play it in those really posh schools.
Yeah.
Do they?
I think.
I thought it was more of like
I've seen it in American TV shows as well.
they just want to be
lacrosse
us,
is
don't
fancy
they?
as hell.
Yeah, it sounds pretty fancy.
Though apparently it's really brutal. Apparently it's
What
really
else do people-
vicious.
I think
Yeah, they have
cricket
those
is
big
more of a.
sticks and they run around with them.
Rachel just knocked the mic. I hope that doesn't make us
Okay,
sound
what
guys.
Because I'm pretty sure there's a bit at the end of Mean Girls where Regina George is running around with this giant stick. And it's like after she's been reformed and she's living her new life.
Actually, I
and she's
think I
like this
remember
lacrosse
that.
player.
Oh
But
my
I think
God,
it's a
right.
thing in the UK.
British sports.
Croquet.
Croquet, yes.
It's not really a proper sport.
Right.
Okay, so Noah Centineo
Horse racing.
has got out of
Golf.
croquet.
Cricket. Sorry.
Uh,
Sorry, continue.
Well, anyway, back to Tall Girl. It lacks a lot of tact, which I think is why it's came up. Maybe they're doing it just to make it a talking point.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
there's probably legitimate problems that people who are very different to other people. So, like, if you're very tall in a school full of abnormally short people, then, for example...
If you go to dwarf school...
There's probably, like...
And you're 6 foot.
...legitimate issues you'd have, but instead it's just like, how's the weather up there? That's...
Yeah, it's also, it's not like bullying to the point where, you know, she would be feeling the way that they try and make it out.
It kind of pisses me off, because it's kind of almost taking the piss out of bullying. Like, saying that, like, that's, like...
Yeah, that's gonna get her really, really upset.
Awful. It's, like, so stereotypical, like, not realistic, so... And
I just think bullying, the way that bullying is always shown in, like, media, it's just
awful.
so terrible.
Yeah,
because, you know, it's more of, like, a psychological thing, isn't it? It's, like, just like looks and stuff, but mostly in like films it's all very out there, it's very explicit, you know, like
give me your lunch money.
Yeah.
And that's just not what it is in real life.
That's never happened to us.
Yeah. Well, going back to like tall girl and the bullying thing, like, do you think there's going to be people who are actually tall girls who are watching this film? Do you think they actually identify with it at all, like what she's going through?
I saw someone tweet saying that
they're
really the same height as her, and that they were like, what? But then I guess apparently the actress who was playing it got bullied for being tall. So...
She was on Dance Moms.
Yeah, apparently she was kicked off Dance Moms because she was too tall.
But then that's Dance Moms. That's not a normal situation.
Dance Moms.
I think Dance Moms in general is very...
Yeah. Sorry. The only good thing that came out of that was Jojo Siwa. Fight me on that.
Oh, she's an icon.
An icon for our generation.
Literally for our generation. 16-year-olds.
Yeah, she's like a day older than me.
She could be on the cast.
Jojo, hit me up.
If you're out there.
If you want to come on.
I think she's on, like, tour or something.
In the UK?
I think she is coming to the UK. I
Really?
don't know when.
Should we go... Let's reach out to her, and how about you DM her?
Can we do an interview with you?
Let's do an interview with Jojo Siwa.
I want to ask her what her favourite colour bow is. The most trivial questions.
No, but aren't there, like, you can get, like, rainbow ones and stuff.
There's low
Claire's
availability
accessories.
left, but there is one at the O2 in London on the 3rd of November, but it says low
At the
availability.
freaking O2!
Yeah,
Jojo's making it.
Yeah, she's doing, like, a world tour. Yeah, we could get...
I'm imagining, like, a sold-out arena O2.
We could get reasonably cheap... Well, we could get tickets for £35.75.
Rachel, I love you planning this right now.
But where were we going with this point originally?
Exactly.
I love that before this we were just like, oh, we'll just wing it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we don't have a list the same way we had a list last time.
So we're just kind of...
Hence, I started off this podcast eating chocolate mousse.
Eating a chocolate mousse. Which has kind of made me feel a bit
and we
hungry,
just somehow got onto Tall Girl, which is good.
I feel like that's good, because it's quite topical at the moment. What is that? Jojo Siwa's got a car with her face all over it.
Sorry, I just found that picture and...
Oh, look at the wheels, they're like holographic.
Can you explain to the audio listeners?
It's a car, it's one of those like fancy cars with the like the doors that go up.
Is that like a Tesla? I don't know what Tesla looks like.
I don't know.
Or it's one of those really fancy ones with the doors that go up.
Mm-hmm.
And my hand gestures are not helping in any way.
Yeah, see, look, this is interactive, because if you go on to Jojo Siwa's official verified
I keep doing that.
Instagram account, and you can see this, and it's just got her face plastered all over it.
And she drives around in that, because she can legally drive at 16 in the US.
And this, guys, is why you should watch our podcast, because someday I will be selling Angela cars with my face all over them.
She actually looks well cool in that.
Okay, stop complimenting Jojo, move on. Okay. Speaking of Jojo and other important role models for girls our age, I feel like this would be the perfect time to segue into the best role model, Peppa Pig. I'll just let that sit for a moment. This is something that I think we mentioned last time when we were recording. We were like, we'll do this next time. And now we're here.
The greatest debate of 2019.
Peppa Pig. Is she a good influence?
Probably not.
She was pretty rude. Like,
sorry, I have to keep mentioning that specifically.
Go on, reenact even.
My favourite... Rach, do you want to... Well, they won't be able to see it, so they won't be able to see the expression,
Okay.
which is the greatest bit at the moment. But if I'm Peppa Pig and I ring you up, you're Susie Sheep. This is a really
Guys,
weird roleplay.
make sure into the microphone.
Okay, roleplay time, guys. So be like, Susie.
Guys, if you laugh, you ruin the immersion.
Okay, there we go. We're just doing it an animal. Okay. Susie, can you whistle?
No.
Yay! I mean, no, that's bad. I'm sorry for your loss. And then...
Oh, what's whistling?
It's when you, like, do your lips together, like, in a, like, a O shape, and you, like, blow.
Actually, I just realised this isn't going to work, because I can't whistle.
No. No, I can't whistle either. Okay, well, just squeal.
Whistles out.
I am so sorry, audio listeners. I'm so sorry, guys. It's
Okay. Susie does the whistle. Peppa looks into the camera like she is on The Office, and without a moment's hesitation, hangs up the phone. It's beautiful. She's my inspiration.
yeah. I guess Peppa's. She's a bit of a spoilt brat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, she's horrible to her friends. Like, I was reading a thing, and it says she keeps saying, like, if she doesn't like something someone does, she'll go, "You're not my friend anymore." And, like,
And loads of kids used to do that. Do you reckon that was Peppa Pig's influence that meant
What,
that
kids
kids
going,
did that? No, but
"Who
kids
did
used
that?
to say that.
You're not my friend anymore.
People genuinely, or maybe they just said that to me. I don't know. That was like a genuine thing.
Well, that's because when you're little, the biggest threat is, no, my friend might not like me anymore.
Yeah, because you just kind of get thrown together with a group of people, and you just kind of like, you have to bond.
I think Peppa was pretty, like, rude and horrible to her parents as well, and, like, her family. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know whether this is real, but I have this memory of some Christmas episode where, like, it was early in the morning and her and George got up and they went and jumped on their parents' bed and they were jumping on Daddy Pig's belly.
Yes! Yes!
What the hell kind of childhood did you guys have? I never watched Peppa Pig, really.
No, I only
Not
ever
that much.
watched it
I
because
watched it on
my younger sister watched it and she had, like, DVDs of it that she'd just play.
DVDs.
Like, that she got given for Christmas
Peppa's
and stuff.
minted because of your sister.
Peppa was already minted.
You're right.
And like,
She killed off Daddy and Mummy Pig and stole their inheritance.
Daddy and Mummy Pig were so nice. They were so relentlessly positive. And yet Peppa just ended up being just...
A little bitch.
Yeah!
Do you think that's why other children behave like that now, though? Do you think
Is
it's
that-
all down to Peppa?
It's not human nature.
I don't think we can blame Peppa on the entire human race being completely messed up. But if we need a scapegoat, I know where I'm going.
Ever happened.
You know Trump saying that video games are the cause of violence. Well, Peppa Pig is the cause of
Pig
just
ever physically
everything
assault
bad in
anybody?
the world.
Yeah, she jumped on Daddy Pig's belly.
Fair point, actually. Didn't she throw George's dinosaur in a tree?
Possibly.
And then Daddy Pig had to get it down. And George, because George started
George must have
crying.
been so sad.
George was really sad.
Aw,
George was
poor
abused.
George.
George didn't deserve that shit. What did he do?
Ugh. But I mean, I think all, like, protagonists in, I mean, if you can even call them protagonists in, like, kids' TV,
Protagonist of Peppa
I mean, kids' TV in general, that's a
they're
whole
all
discussion.
kind of, yeah, I mean, it's all, at least when we were younger, it was all, like, pretty much for entertainment, wasn't it? I mean, there's some
Yes.
educational bits, you know,
It's
they'll
all
try
for
and,
fun.
yeah.
Numberjacks.
Okay, Numberjacks was the shit. We all loved
It was
Numberjacks.
so
I don't
Scary,
think
though.
Numberjacks is what taught me to count, though.
I don't know what you're talking about, because I
didn't
saw
need
number
school.
6, and I was like, he's my first love.
Yeah, that was me with number 3. I was like, oh my god.
Number 3 was adorable.
Yes, precisely. She was awesome.
Okay, guys, you can stop watching now.
Literally, their numbers.
I'm trying to think of other, like,
They're
CBB
numbers, and they live
shows
in
I
the-
used to watch.
live in the sofa.
There were the Tweenies.
Oh, yeah.
I
they
didn't
were
like
cool.
the Tweenies, I'll tell you why. Because I watched the Thimbles and I thought, tweenies is shit compared to the Fimbles. The Fimbles are clearly superior. And so...
But the tweenies and the Fimbles are not the same thing.
No, I realise that now, but I associated them together for some reason at the time. So I was like, Fimbles, tweenies. Well, was there like 3 main tweenies?
I swear there were 4.
There were 4.
There were 4.
I just remember Milo,
Jake,
who was
Milo,
purple.
and the girls, and the dog.
I don't remember the dog.
There was a dog.
Was it like an actual dog, though?
No, none of them were real.
Amy believed in the tweenies.
There
She
were
was
all
like,
people in these
I
like
want to
big
go live in the
suits.
tweenies house. I don't know who.
I didn't believe in the Tweenies.
I don't know
I
who
believed
the
in Fimbles.
misfits are, okay? Because all I care about is the tweenies house.
I love the Fimbles. I don't remember much about the Fimbles, but I remember
I had a trike
I showed my dad a picture of...
with the Fimbles on.
What was the name of that thing in biology? The thing that... Okay,
That is so vague, okay.
That thing in biology.
No, then really, really small tardigrade.
I was never gonna get
I
that.
showed
Oh,
my
yeah,
dad a picture
I know
of
what
tardigrade
you're
and he said
talking
it looked
about.
like a thimble. Tardigrades are awesome. Look up tardigrades because they are incredible.
I think the tweenies are awesome.
I think tardigrades are awesome. See for that. He said that looked like a thimble.
They're actually really creepy. They look like they'd be in Doctor Who.
They do. Well, have they been in Doctor Who? I don't think they have. I saw them in a Marvel film. I saw them in... What did I see them in?
Wait, are we still talking about the Fimbles? Or the
No, we're talking about tardigrades.
Oh.
I saw the Fimbles in a Marvel film.
I would love that.
Are they in Doctor Who, the alien that
Crossover.
was...
They said that Infinity War
invading
was the
Earth.
most ambitious crossover. Let's be honest. I think we should have like a big children's show one in the Night Garden.
Well, I don't know if you guys weren't really Disney Channel kids, but I was. And there would be like ambitious crossover episodes where, you know, you'd get like, Wizards of Waverly Place plus like The Sweet Life on Deck.
Okay.
Or Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
I remember iCarly and Victorious did a crossover.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Those were ambitious crossovers. Marvel don't know what they're talking about.
I did unironically watch Nick shows for a bit. Like iCarly and Victorious and stuff.
Well, I proper unironically watched Disney Channel until like all the sort of old shows I used to watch that I was invested in like fell off, and then I was like, whatever.
Was the new stuff
I'm not really
to
interested.
the same standard?
It was like, it was different because you're not really as invested in it. It's all stuff that you've seen before in the other shows.
Yeah.
The worst one is actually the one with, like, in my opinion, the worst one is Bizaardvark, which was actually, it was the one with Jake Paul in it before he got kicked out or whatever happened before his contract ended.
I have never seen that. Now I want to see it.
You guys should maybe go away and like watch an episode of it and just see how really bad it is. It's pretty
that
pretty
Disney
crap.
Channel flow.
Yeah. Well, the problem with it, I think, is it's like, you know, when you watch things about social media, like even movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just this boomer has sat at home going, okay, I'm going to make a film about social media. I use Facebook, so I've got this down. And they basically had like this sort of, it was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like this big company, and within it they had like all these different creators, like Jake Paul.
Wait, so where does the aardvark come in?
I don't know, I think it's like, it goes, Bizaardvark at the start. It's like, I don't know. But it was
Doesn't answer the
it was a pretty bad show. It's one of those things where it's just clearly, like, an adult pretending they know things about, like, the online world. And I'm not saying adults don't. There are, you know, my dad's pretty good with social media. Oh my god, that's awkward to say. My mum doesn't know anything.
Yeah. My mum struggles to send a picture.
My mum sees her friends' bitmojis in WhatsApp and like proper gets excited. Like, how do I do this?
I think my dad's pretty good with tech, but I think he mostly chooses not to use social media because he just doesn't want to. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a fair point.
I think he has Twitter and Facebook and sometimes looks at things, but other than that, like,
Yeah.
I am firmly of the belief that if you don't want to use social media, you don't have to, and I proved that for many, many years.
Yeah. Well, I don't use, like, everyone's on Snapchat, and I don't use Snapchat.
I just
Snapchat
don't
see the
either,
point.
I mean, it's alright if you do, it's just...
No, it's not alright if you do. Don't you dare use Snapchat, you guys. If you use Snapchat, you're a loser.
That's when most of the world uses Snapchat. Don't turn away.
You're alienating the few viewers we might get.
Okay, well, these two support you if you use Snapchat, I don't.
Wow.
And I won't, ever.
So I'm gonna hold you to that now.
If I ever get Snapchat again, you guys will have to beat me. On camera.
On camera.
That'll be
really
the
good
face
for us.
reveal, guys. Me being
God.
beaten half to death. To be honest, I think there are a lot of people that would enjoy watching that.
That's a bold statement.
All the people I've pissed off over my long
Would you just
16 years
tag
of life.
them and be like,
Hey guys, dream come true.
yeah, this one's for you.
Yeah, Bizarre Park's pretty bad. And, you know, like, all the other shows were just sort of repeats of things you'd already seen.
Aardvark. Sorry, I'm just...
You're just upset by the fact it says Aardvark in it. I know, I get
Sorry,
it.
the good name.
I want a good show
Aardvark.
about aardvarks.
Yeah.
Like, I used to watch, like, programs about animals and stuff.
Deadly 60. Honey
Yeah.
badgers. Freaking terrifying.
Honey badgers are the
I
worst
swear,
animal.
honey badgers were number 1 on the Deadly 60.
Do we have those in England?
I don't
No. But
No.
then we don't have most of the stuff that they had in Deadly 60 in England, let's be honest.
Great white sharks. that
Do we
sort
have
of stuff.
Steve Factual in England?
Well, he's English.
So yeah, we do. We have Steve Factual in England.
Yeah, we do. Are you saying Steve is deadly? For all those mums out there, yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Factual! Oh, he's like the mum crush, you know?
Yeah. he
Your
is,
mum
isn't
would
he?
like him.
Yeah. Right, Deadly 60, number 1.
Guys, phones?
Sorry.
These two are losers and I hate having them on the podcast.
Oh.
Stop. By the way, my throat's pretty sore this episode. If you haven't realised in the last 37 minutes. Yeah, my throat's pretty sore because yesterday we did a sort of like open evening day at our college. An open evening at our college, and I was there.
We weren't.
We were not.
Amy and Rachel don't represent the college the same way I do.
Well, I was sick.
Thank you for that little cough.
Thank you for the cough to prove to us
We're
that
really
you were.
close.
Yeah,
to each
Rachel
other.
was sick like this week at some point. Was it Wednesday?
It was.
Yeah, I was off.
It was very nearly fatal.
I
Those
just-
chest pains.
It was very nearly. We have a friend.
I'm okay. It's
We
fine.
have a
I've
friend
just been
who's
coughing.
a friend who wanted to diagnose Rachel with a fatal illness the second she heard that Rachel had chest pains. That's why Rachel's been coughing the whole time.
Yeah, sorry if you've been hearing coughing.
You probably have. Hate her for it. Comment. Rachel, you suck.
Is there any ways to like stop someone from coughing? Because there's like ways apparently to stop you from like hiccuping and stuff.
Well, don't people say that you can like not sneeze if you say like pineapple or something?
What?
That was something I heard once.
I've heard that, I think.
Pineapple.
I've never tried it.
Yeah, well, Amy, you weren't gonna
You weren't
sneeze,
gonna
were you?
sneeze.
It worked. No, but
There are ways that you stop hiccuping. You're right, like, if you get scared.
if you put your, I think it's like you put your fingers in your ears and you like make a sound with like your mouth, so you kind of go like, and you like stick your tongue out and you get it for like 10 seconds and it stops.
No, that is not anything
No,
I've
that's
ever
like
heard
if she
before.
looks so stupid.
No, well, yeah, that's the thing, 'cause you can't really do it unless you're on your own. But it genuinely works. I think it is like that.
Isn't hiccups you just drink a glass of water upside down? Or
I thought it was like lemonade
You
upside
just
down.
casually drink a glass of water upside down. Yeah, like mine was so ridiculous, Rachel. You're the voice of reason there.
Guys, if you give us enough likes on this, we will do a video. An IRL video where we just
Do you
drink
want me to do a
lemonade upside down.
handstand? And just pour it. That's...
Yeah, but there are like all those sort of things you get told. You should do this to get rid of this, but it doesn't really help.
Eat
People
carrots
just come up
and
with it
it'll
to make you look
your-
stupid.
you be able to see things in the dark.
Yeah.
Lies you get told as a kid.
Is that a lie?
I swear they are good for your eyes or something.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
doesn't mean you can see in the dark.
My dad used to say in the car, you know, on seatbelts, there's like those little there's like these little button things on the seatbelts. My dad used to say that if you pressed it, then it would eject you out the car. And
wow!
I
Oh
spent
my god!
many years doing that. I still don't touch it because I'm like,
Yeah,
this
you
is
could
dangerous.
be sent flying into
But
outer space.
It doesn't do anything. It's not even a button. It's just a thing and it doesn't have any impact. So
him telling you that didn't like keep you safe in any way. It was just for fun to make you scared.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
but
Thank
has
you
that
for
not
saying that
happened? Do your parents not scare you for fun?
Well, like, they might tell you lies like don't open the car door because it's going to explode, like because it would be dangerous to open the door. No, I never got told that, but that would make more sense.
What kind of terrorists are your parents?
No, they never actually told me that. I just came up with that because like they might tell you not to do something because it'll explode or something because it would actually be dangerous to like open the door or something.
Because it'll explode.
But like, what's the point in telling someone that if they touch that little thing, it's going to explode?
Not that it's going to explode. It's going to boost the seat like out of the car, and you're going to get thrown out of the car. So
that's just instilling fear in your children.
But fear works.
Yeah, what's the point of being a parent if you?
What, your children have to be afraid of you to...
No, well,
not afraid of you!
I wasn't afraid of them, I was afraid of the button on the seatbelt.
Amy was afraid of the idea that she'd be sent flying out of a moving vehicle.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool, though. That's the sort of thing that happens in, like, movies.
James Bond movies.
That's why I thought it could actually happen, because it's one of those things that seems like it might be feasible if you have an overactive imagination.
Basically, if you live in Spy Kids, yeah.
I remember when we went to go see Spy Kids for my birthday.
Did you see it in the...
We saw it, didn't we
That
go
was whatever was it?
We saw Spy Kids in,
good
like,
for you.
4D.
Yeah, it was like...
Wow, this is something I wasn't a part of, guys.
You weren't?
I feel left out. Was I?
I think you were. You always
I
went
don't
to my birthday
remember.
parties, didn't you?
Are you
It was-
sure?
it
I
was-
don't remember watching Spy Kids.
No,
but
because it was...
when did Spy Kids come out, Rachel?
Well, it was many, many years ago.
I'm looking out now.
I'll forgive you if
Oh
you've
my
forgotten.
god, 2011.
Yeah. And it had, like, these
How old
little-
were we then?
It had these cardboard things.
8.
So you got, like, a bit of cardboard and you could, like, scratch it and have, like, a different smell.
Oh shoot, I do remember that.
Thank you. The cricket sound is like...
Oh my god! I'm so confused. I thought there was a bug in my house. But no, it's just Amy changed her ringtone.
Just we get
To a cricket noise. I think you should have
gone
gone with a train noise, so it was going like...
Finally home. I should do that.
Oh my word, guys. 40 minutes in. Pretty good, right?
Yeah. I feel like last week, like last 2 weeks ago, I felt
Stop
like...
making a point out of the fact that it took me this long to edit it.
Last podcast, I felt like I was very tuned into everything I was saying, and now I've just given up and I'm just... It's whatever...
We're kind of delirious.
Whatever flows.
It's been a long,
whatever
long
flows.
week. Longer for me. Thank you very much.
It's been a long week. Did you...
I
drop
had a
your
whole, like-
punch in a puddle?
Good point. I can never experience the pain of that.
Do you reckon anyone else in the entire world has ever experienced that?
If anyone is out there listening in and they want to, you know, find someone else who's experienced the same horrific events as them, please hit Amy up. She wants to know if you've
I do.
had your
Maybe
whole
you're
bunch.
my soulmate.
Amy, I don't know if it's going to pick it up, but you're typing.
Ooh, I guess
No,
we'll
no,
see
no,
whether
no, no.
that-
Do you think... I doubt anyone has had their whole punch fall in a puddle.
Except me.
I have had a
Can I
hat
get-
fall in a pond.
It
Or
wasn't
be
falling,
thrown,
it was
thrown in a pond.
I think one week we've got to get Hannah on and we'll just make it the Rachel
Yeah.
abuse special.
Okay, so Hannah is the one who wanted to diagnose Rachel with a...
With a fatal illness.
So, yeah, look forward to that because that will be a joy.
Sorry, I'm just having... I hate my guests.
Sorry, I'll try not to knock anything over.
As soon as we're done recording this, I'm kicking you guys out. Last week I was trying to keep you here as hostages, and this
Now
time
you just want us out the doors.
I just want this over. I've been asking other members of our group if they want a guest, but then I mean, this is going to sound terrible because you guys are like terrible as well, but you're probably the ones I trust the most. in, like, talking for an hour.
I felt that.
Well, good. Like, how long have we been...
Do you want me to turn it on silent? It's on silent.
Guys!
It's quite a creative one. It's not what you expect.
I mean, we've all been friends for a very, very long
Very
time.
long time.
A while.
Did you two meet first, or was it?
I think possibly.
Yeah, because we were in preschool. Preschool.
I remember dressing up as a kangaroo in your house, Amy.
I don't.
Is that a weird memory to have?
Kangaroo.
I don't remember that. Well, you just
in
did
an actual costume.
I was a
something you
furry
made
before
yourself.
anyone else was a furry.
That's a statement.
And you enabled me to do so.
Well, I remember dressing up as a donkey for our year 2 nativity thing.
Were you Shrek's donkey?
Yes.
Were you Donkey?
I was donkey. I was donkey in our school nativity.
Did you put on the accent? Did you put on Eddie Murphy's voice?
I don't think so. Maybe I did.
I
Who
don't think
knows?
it's how it's stretched to that in like.
Are you suggesting that they do now?
I don't know. Well, you got a great part of the donkey. I think I was like sheep too or something.
You were sheep too.
I mean, I went to a different primary and infant, but
What did you play in your year 2?
but I was a
nativity?
star one year. I think that might have been the only year, and then I think I was. I don't know, but you remember when we were at nursery?
Yeah.
I was the Virgin Mary.
Right.
I was Mary, and I sat there and I just picked my nose. And we've got videos of it, and I was watching it like I don't know how long ago, but
Oh my God.
but I was the least like pretty Virgin Mary ever to exist.
Well, no, a good representation, you know.
I just did not care as well. I was like holding the baby upside down by one of his feet.
Oh my God.
I doubt any of the kids really cared that much, or was some of them really into it?
I was the first person to mistreat Jesus. Even the was it the Romans or the Jews that mistreated Jesus?
Both, I think.
Both. Okay, I beat the Romans and the Jews to it. I was holding that baby upside down.
Wait, no, he was a Jew.
Yeah, but didn't the Jews?
But the
Oh, yeah, they
traditional-
did.
This
Sorry,
is just
I
getting
forgot
into
to-
like religious education.
Sorry,
now.
I forgot.
Which is actually one of the topics I've put on the list.
Is it?
Religion.
I mean,
But that's going to be pretty controversial.
It
and
will be.
I don't know if we want to do that.
all we can say is me and Rach went to a Christian school,
Yeah.
primary school, and we know a lot of religious songs about how Jesus gives us the water of life, which we can do a lovely
The
rendition
water
of.
of life.
It was called the water of life.
Can we not
But of
Jesus
course,
sing it
I
right now?
respect all
Because I'm
religions.
thinking
Yeah,
we
of
say
course.
that, and
We
when
sing.
eventually
We
I
have a
set up the
singing episode.
Patreon, we'll do a special where you guys can watch us do music videos with religious songs in them. Because if you haven't realised already, we're incredibly religious. We're Peppa Pig stans, and we're religious. And that's all you need to know
I
about us.
worship Peppa Pig.
Actually,
I
we
don't know
worship...
whether that's the sort of thing you can say.
Is that an irresponsible thing to say?
Actually, we only worship Amy Schumer.
Oh no, this whole thing.
Which, I mean, might take us down like a rabbit hole into Amy Schumer. But
How much time have we got?
I'd like to go inside Amy Schumer.
Inside Amy Schumer.
Would you?
That might be her next comedy show. In which case I will not be watching it.
Inside Amy Schumer. That's... Ooh, okay.
Well, yeah, we sort of joke about Amy Schumer being a godlike figure in our lives.
The question is it a joke?
Is it really a joke? Probably not.
You know when you say things start out as something ironic, but then gradually over time...
Just like religion. Oh! You had nothing.
What, have you converted?
I was saying that religion started off as a joke.
Oh.
Still is a... No.
Oh my god. Stop with all this controversy.
You shouldn't say, oh my god.
You should say, oh my Amy
Blasphemy.
Schumer.
Oh my Amy Schumer.
Guys, opinions on Amy Schumer while we're on the topic?
Incredible, amazing, talented, perfect, incredible.
I'm
Did I say
glad you
incredible?
repeated incredible because
Just to really drum home the point.
does incredible mean not credible?
Yeah, not credible for her own jokes. Because they belong to other people.
Oh, that is very true. Oh no. Is my anti-Amy Schumer showing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
How dare.
comedians...
It's supposed to be funny.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, like, comedy is so subjective,
Oh, okay.
and yet somehow...
Okay.
And yet somehow, despite comedy being the most subjective thing ever, Amy Schumer does not make many people laugh. And if they laugh, it's pity laughs, you know?
Aww. No, but I feel like there's probably like a middle-aged mum demographic that probably love her.
Amy Schumer just likes to talk about her vagina, is all I seem to have realised.
I was about to say OMG same, and then I was like, no.
Right.
Moving on.
Like, I mean, I've sort of, like, delved into watching some comedy from other, like, nations and stuff. Like, even when you watch, like, a Bollywood film, and it's all, like, completely over-exaggerated comedy.
Yeah. Incredible.
The funniest thing is just the over-exaggeration of it all. And it's just, you know, we're all brought up on different types of comedy.
I am interested. Who's your favourite comedian?
Lee Mack.
Okay.
Ooh.
Obscure? Not really, is he?
Not that obscure for someone
I
from
love
the
him
UK.
on Would I Lie to You.
Yeah.
I also I like Richard Ayoade.
Yeah, you've mentioned
I'm
him before.
I'm
Yes,
kind
you
of
have.
I'm kind of madly in love with him.
Yeah, you went on a whole, like, little rant about
deep
your
dive.
your deep adoration.
I really like him. I think he's sort of my ideal type.
Okay. Yeah,
He's-
we can tell. We can really tell.
he's quite fancy and, you know, carries
Long
himself
words.
well. Long words. Oh, if any men in the comments use long words, I'm going to combust.
Don't use long words. Thank you.
Unless you want this to be over.
Words in the comments, so we'll take anything.
We'll take
Long
anything.
words, short
Long
words,
words. I'll
medium-sized
combust.
words.
It's fine. I'll live,
yeah.
maybe.
I like James A. Caster.
Oh,
He's
okay.
funny. Yeah.
I think he's good.
Rachel.
I don't know who I'd choose for my favourite. I like both the ones you've mentioned. I think Lee Mack's quite funny. I don't know.
Wow, this is an intense question for you.
I quite like Rob Beckett with the big
Oh,
teeth.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I think he's really good. You know, British comedians are just great because it's just the sarcasm.
I like.
But we've been brought up with that being our
What's
sense of
the-
humour.
Hugh
What's
Dennis is
the girl
quite funny.
on the MASH report? The blonde one. I think she's called Rachel.
Oh, Rachel Paris.
Rachel Parrish. She's hilarious. I'm
Oh, yeah.
unironically really in love with her. I'm actually in love with her.
Yes.
I want her to marry me.
Oh.
I want Richard Ayoade to marry me.
Aw.
He's
Should
already
we have like a
married.
Joint, should we have
Shit.
who knows about Rachel Parrish? Should we just have a joint wedding with people we can never get married to?
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's do
Rachel
that.
Paris.
Yeah.
Do you think we can
like
get a
Rachel
cardboard
Harris?
cutout of Richard
Are you looking
Ayoade?
up whether Rachel Harris is married?
Who else do I like?
She's incredible.
Oh,
I
she
love
is
her.
married.
I like Bob
Oh,
Mortimer
I
as
love
well.
her. Oh.
He's pretty funny. I like him because he's just like a regular chappy. That's what he seems like. Which I think is nice. That's what I like about the British comedians. Like, I don't know, this might just be us from like an outsider's point of view.
Yeah.
But you know, people like Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel, if we're counting them as like comedians, there's something very sort of out of reach. Whereas over here in England, we have comedians that make fun of themselves
Yeah.
and our country
I feel
constantly.
like that's just British humour, though, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, we're always
Yeah.
just making fun of something, normally ourselves or our country.
Yeah. Well, to be fair though, I think there are American comedians which are decent. Like I've
totally,
watched,
yeah.
like when I've watched TV shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I just find Chelsea Peretti playing Gina is hilarious. Like the funniest
She-
character I've ever seen. Like
Incredible.
genuinely.
I saw this video that was like zodiac signs as Gina Linetti quotes, and it's
Gina-
incredible because it's just all the best ones, one after the other. It's great.
Oh my god, they're gonna go down the Brooklyn Nine-Nine rabbit hole at this rate. Yes, they are.
I think Gina Linetti is God.
Gina Linetti is God, confirmed. You wrote a Gina Linetti quote on my shirt.
Yeah, I think I did. It was... Oh, what one was
When
it?
we left high school, when we signed each other's shirts.
It's one where she's like, I'm the human form of the 100 emoji.
No,
Oh, there's one... Oh, no, it's like the day I was born, my mother cried because she knew she'd never be
as good as me
or something.
And my mum saw that quote on my shirt. That was an interesting moment.
Well, guys, we're coming up to the hour.
That flew by really quickly.
Good, get out my house now.
I see how it is. I'm taking the hedgehog with me.
Alright, guys, it's been fun. It's been another good episode.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Indeed.
I think next time we do need to have a few topics going into this, other than just, is Peppa Pig a good influence?
I feel like really... Today I just can't remember anything we talked about.
We actually forgot to talk about some of the things we actually wanted to.
Oh, we can do them another time.
We were going to talk about, like, Shane Dawson's new thing and do, like, an update on that.
Oh, I think there's a new episode today, anyway, or something.
Okay, so we
nothing
can
to
watch that, and then next week, when we record again, we can go over that.
And there should be tons more drama, anyway.
Yeah, it's a week.
lot can
It's
happen.
a week. YouTube drama it ebbs and flows.
We've kind of avoided it this time.
We personally,
Yeah, us.
we get about 20 viewers, I don't think.
No, I mean...
Are you saying I need to say
avoided-
something really controversial?
No, I'm not. Please don't encourage that at all. No, I meant, like, we haven't really talked about any YouTube drama. This
Yeah,
time.
we haven't spoken about it this time. But don't you guys worry, we'll find some stuff for next episode. But for
Not
now,
difficult.
that's it, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much.
It's been fun.
We love y'all.
Thank you.